Our dwarf fortress, with its delicate fairy tales, desperate follies, dastardly foes,
The mouse devil.
and damn good fun.
What? No!
Kutam ilunu dees were mead. Welcome one and all to the dream you had the other night after you ate all that cheese for supper. Yes, the one with the burning rhinoceros and all the rings of little dancing skeletons that we all call the Hollow Throne. And we're here above the saffron of inking, known colloquially by the dwarves as the Dying Wish. D-Y-E-I-N-G. I told you that only works written down. I literally spelt it out.
I still don't get it.
Well, saffron is an orangey yellow and ink is like dye. Oh yeah, explain the joke. That's a famously incredible comedic move. That colour doesn't exist as a dye in Dwarf Fortress. Grey, as far as I know. Oh, qualifier, brilliant.
No, enough of this.
That'll teach you.
Snod, your tail is so fluffy. Wait, can I go?
Yes, go nuts. Both of you.
Whee!
Now we can get back to dealing with our flaming gecko problem. By not dealing with it. Thank me for locked doors. On to actual fortress matters now, and you can see we found a place to set up our textile production proper. Now, I say proper. With what I have planned, we're going to be needing much more than a handful of workshops. That single dyer's workshop won't do when we've got things in full swing, for example. But for now, while we're still working out the guild spaces, this will do nicely. Keeping in line with the concept of separate cantons for separate careers, the textiles are near the pasture, but separate to it. So, any persons who find themselves at once a shearer and a weaver, at least during these early days, shan't find themselves grumbling in a commute. And frankly, I'm not sure why I added the dyer's workshop at all. We have no power generation yet and can't spare the dwarf power to have somebody crushing crops we also don't grow yet. But it's there if and when we need it, and until then it can use up one of our precious buckets. Oh, and it's happened! We have our first baby born in the Hollow Throne! I just right now increased the population cap to fill the holes in our textiles, and Assen Clash's castle took that as permission to grab her husband and start the dark ritual to summon the baby delivery mole. And the joyous mother is celebrating by showing off her tiny tuber in a toilet towel in the Dying Wish. Yes, I'm keeping the joke. I still think it's funny. And then it's off to complete chores, operating a wheelbarrow one-handed in that way that wheelbarrows are impossible to handle. Honestly, try it, they just tip over. And here's the sweet little spud now. Ustuth Wax Furnace, a more literal translation of which would be the shady cellar of glass hammers. Oh. It would seem Assen has plans for her daughter. Well, this is fascinating. We've paid little attention to what is now the first family of the fort, but something tells me we'll be seeing more of them later. No, I shan't spoil. Good health, Ustuth, and Resid Oram, as your mother hopes. The next time I draw a mineral beast, I'm going to obscure it within a snowstorm. Beast Oda Nakate Rania has come. And it's already fighting Ang, our fire-breathing newt. Oh! Wow! Look at all that time I spent on that! Days of it! Just amazing! And the beasts are still at it. Impressive that it's gone on this long and Ang hasn't used any fire. That looks to be about it for our fire opal beast. Turns out fighting fire with fire only works if the fire is fire and not fire. I will never have occasion to draw this beautiful beast again. So sad. Did I mention that handful of seconds took me days to complete? Animation is a mug's game. Too bad I'm a mug. And the conquering villain Ang is doing a victory swim. Barely even damaged, just covered in bruises. He's melted his own entire body off down to the skeleton. What has he bruised? His left rear leg's pride? Bloody nonsense. I guess melting fat is easier than melting muscle, but it's still stupid. And bizarrely delicious sounding. Is Gecko edible? Hey, Snot... No, he's a squirrel, isn't he? Ah, well. Moving on. And feather me down with a blow, it's the elves! And I wasn't expecting them to keep coming back, what with our first trade failing completely and our last one being fistfuls of twigs and berries for, fistfuls of twigs and berries. But here they are, making their way through the early spring snow to annoy us with more shrubberies. Neat. Normally I don't mind, as I can raid them for clothing, elves being big on crop tops and shorts, which happen to do marvellously as dwarven dresses and trousers. But these elves never bring any. Achoo! Blech. Yes, these elves don't seem to be big on selling their old underpants, so we live in hope. We, however, are not above such a practice, and seeing as our new textile industry has begun, we have a growing pile of skid-marked shoes and socks and fungusy dresses and shirts. No, I didn't get those the wrong way round. You're being disgusting. Seeing as the silk stuff is made from what the cave spiders leave behind, and the wool stuff leaves the sheep unharmed, I can't see how they could possibly... of course, they're idiots. Ah well, more net underpants for the dwarven traders. Goodbye, elves. Please stop coming. Oh, and would you look at that? A beautiful stream of new migrants. And they're filling the saffron of inking to bursting. This is great. It means we're getting the gaps in our various guilds filled up in some instances, and getting new ones started in others. Now, yes, they've brought some animals that we're going to need to get properly placed, but goat, hare, and guinea fowl is a small price to pay for wondrous new dwarves. Oh, yes, the place is really jumping now. Starting with a request for a guild hall for the Guild of Lizards, which is of course a farmer's guild, lizards being well known for their proficiency with hoes. Oh yeah, you caught him.
Yep.
Right, well neither Nutkin nor the lizards were what I wanted to show off. No, here you can see a lovely smooth space at the bottom of the southernmost stair from the pyramid. And this space shall be... our first temple. Now, it's the tiniest bit open to the caverns due to an errant mushroom tree, but I can't see that causing any problems, if I don't look at it. And I would like to partition bits of this off for a dormitory and some rooms for the future priests. We can't make any priests yet, as the temple doesn't yet hit the value required for a proper priesthood. But once it does, we'll take a look through and get out the silly hats. On the subject of silliness, we have another dwarf going into a strange mood, this one being Minkot, an adequate fisher dwarf at a fort with currently no access to fish-filled water. He's an interesting fellow, if not for his decision to claim a stoneworker's workshop. Minkot is fearful, a trait not often represented in the dwarven communities, and found his way to the Hollow Throne not despite this fearfulness, but actually because of it. He was in the bloated gourd tavern in tin prices when he heard warnings of a draft. Being tough and relatively young, he of course feared being thrown into conflicts with one of the Elven nations, and as such signed himself up to migrate to our little fortress, in the hopes he could stick to his fishing. Nobody has yet bothered to tell him about the bloated gourd's new roof, through the simple expedient of him having the social abilities of a grape, so he doesn't know the cold breeze has been dealt with. It's very cosy now. Let's give him a minute. And he has created Timnar Nosing, tapered brushes. It's a fantastic pair of chert earrings, or at least the picture shows earrings plural, but the description acts like they're a single thing. This is socks all over again. It's another piece honouring the start of the Hollow Throne, and also an artefact created in Hammerlog. Decent marshes. A chalk cabinet that itself had a picture of those sticky silk trousers on it, screen-warned, again. They were a real hit, I guess. It's worth quite a sizable amount, for one of our artifacts anyway. No, do you know what? Well done, Minkot. I'm usually very down on our dwarves, so even a small achievement like this should be rewarded. Well, not so much rewarded as noted in a fashion that our dwarf here cannot perceive. Well, snod it, let's do it.
Well done, Minkot.
Nan?
No, I'm not your nan, you dribbling buffoon.
Oh, it's you, ma'am. I didn't know you died.
What? Do I sound like your mother?
Well, no, but maybe you died at the helium factory.
Oh, bugger this.
Bugger what? Ma'am? Oh, I need to send a letter.
And this is why we don't talk to the dwarves directly.
Snod says you could have been a touch more delicate in your handling of that constellation. Oh, conversation.
What? Since when do you speak Squiddle?
Alexis taught me.
Oh, they're canon now. Congratulations. Here you can see, swinging between the tree limbs picking hazelnuts, the Hollow Throne's first mare. Yes, it would seem we've got enough fat-headed little rock smashers now to warrant such a thing. Doesn't do anything for us but make random demands for what we can and can't sell, but the funny part for me at least is that this means Rimtar has once again failed in her attempts to climb the social ladder. Now, we don't have bathrooms here, so I don't know where her husband has graffitied, but clearly it was potent stuff. My meaning is that Unib is the last dwarf I would have picked to run a bath, let alone a fortress. He's patient with good intuition, true, but values harmony whilst disdaining decorum, which is like stuffing a badger into an occupied snuggle jumper. Unib was our expedition leader, of course, so I can hear you all saying he can't be that bad. To this I will point out the sheer number of objects we've lost to a troop of literal monkeys. Not looking quite so hot now, hey?
Snod says that's your...
Snodfoot is being very chatty for a 1-pound mammal in yeeting range.
I don't feel comfortable repeating that.
Wise. You may have noticed we also gained new migrants and welcomed the human traders during all of that. Life goes on, of course. Oh, and nonsense too. The barricaded guild, a guild of crafts dwarfs, has decided they're important enough now to require a guild hall. I'll add it to the list. It's messing with my own guilds. Crafts dwarf is such a broad term. Ah, and Asmel is back, walking with a little more purpose than she would normally. Oh no, this isn't. It couldn't. It's only been 5 or 6 years. She wouldn't have already been empowered to establish the colony as an official land of the realm, right? I mean, yes, we're planning on the Hollow Throne being the hub of the Dimension of Destiny, but that doesn't mean I want nobles stinking up the place with their pomp and bluster.
Circumlocution? Like with the little scissors?
Oh, well done. Nobody's going to get that. Just squeak euphemism. Anyway, here Asmel goes, shaking everything up, and given the dwarves have spoken and made Unib mayor already, we'll not go against them, despite my better judgment, and let him be baron. Then we'll get to ask for metal bars and iron anvils before being told goblets are to be all the rage in tin prices next year. Prepare for me to forget that. Thank you, Asmel. Oh, where are you off to? We're heading down into the fort proper. Aha! Off to check out our new temple. Yes, as you can see, we've already... No, not impressed? Well, it's just a little thing for right now. Check again next year and you shan't be disappointed. Dwarves. Moving swiftly on, we're following Attis Armor Point, who has gone into a strange mood. Now, as you can probably tell from how similar they look, this is the father of Ustuth. A professional cook and novice brewer, Attis has been of great help in the kitchens of the Saffron of Inking. For this artifact, he has of course decided to claim a stoneworker's workshop, because that's just how we roll here. But I'm interested to see what he creates, given the plans his wife has for their daughter. Now we get to learn just how much he wishes to go along, given how much he values harmony. I mean, obviously, I am already completely aware of his feelings, but for those of you not blessed with omniscience, all of you, this will be a fun little glimpse into his soul. And worst case, if it isn't revealing, I can always open him up and we can inspect his gooey innards together. Let's give him a minute. And he has created a bloody mouthful, Estil Onshen Kegeth Mishos, Whirl-Canted the Held Beach. An andesite ring that he's gifted to the fortress. It's got a lot on it, given how small dwarven rings are. First, a picture of Asmel, our outpost liaison becoming our outpost liaison. Then As making her cabinet, and Ablel settling in the fortress. So it seems to me that Attis here has decided to show his support for the Hollow Throne and the status quo in general. Noting achievements and rather mundane happenings in equal measure. This would point towards his lack of dedication to his daughter's cause. But be this truth or misdirection? A bit of both. Assen is a bit of a battle axe, which with dwarves is a tad more literal, and so what's good for the goose and all that. But Attis would be happy if he got to stay in his kitchen, mincing things that ought not to be minced. Female dwarves of the Call of Kings do tend towards the megalomaniacal. Anyway, thank you, Attis, and I apologise that your ring shall probably never be fingered. Don't translate that! So, you know how there's just some days where you just want to kick yourself? Yes, this is one of mine. Ang managed to squeeze himself up the well in the farm area, and immediately got to turning our dwarves into neat stacks of charcoal, before I could get a handle on things with my pause button. Now I've called for the squad, but they're in barely any armour and swinging tin foil weapons, so this could be the end. Everything reduced to cinders before we've even started. Better hit play and see what happens. And the fire begins the spread in the pasture. Damn, that's another dwarf gone. And another. And another. And now it's destroying our textile industry. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And back to the farms to gloat. Bloody gecko! I think the rest of our civilians are now safely packed away in the burrow, so this should just be... Yes, the squad are here! Go, my warriors! Oh, good me, they did it! Take that, you fire-breathing wall crawler! Oh no, look at all our animals. Some managed to escape the flames, but others were barbecued to little briquettes. No, yes, we lost 6 dwarves, but they're easily replaced. So, yes, thank you, Ang. Thank you for having a chirp, yes, apparently geckos do vocalize, that was worse than your chomp. And I should just finally show that we did put what dwarves we could to rest. Though we were at 70 and are now at 58, so there's still 5 ash piles unaccounted for somewhere. Rather than search through, we'll just prepare some slabs, and when ghosts start appearing, we can put them to rest that way. Or ignore them. We'll see how I'm feeling. And that's going to do it for another episode. If you've made it this far, then surely we've earned a like and a sneaky subscribe.
Snodford says...
Oh, here. Oh, thank you, Flem. Feeling better now? No! Oh!
What did I do?
You kept forcing bolts down me throat. I thought I was going to die.
I thought you were hungry. You kept asking for nuts, but I didn't have any.
Edible nuts, you adjustable spanner. Did he just...
Why do you think I don't have any?
Look after yourselves. We'll see you again next time. Anus Eshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anus Eshon. Wait, so you're the reason my bike keeps falling apart? You ride a bike? Well, not anymore, no. More importantly, you're the reason the ceiling fan fell on me.
I have a problem.